It is November 8th, and this is episode 44 of Jury Duty. We are covering episode 5 of Big Brother Over the Top and episode whatever it is of this Challenge 27. So let's just get into it, all right? This is Jury Duty. Let's go! All right, so obviously the first thing we're doing is Big Brother Over the Top, and like, where do you guys want to start? Where do we start with this one? Let me get my notes up. I'm not ready. The first note I have is Scott sucks.
That was also my first note.
Like, how else do we start one of these? Like, I hate Scott. Yeah. I can't stand him. That never changes. He makes me sick. I don't like him from day one. I don't like him from day whenever he leaves us. Right. I don't care. It's not a spoiler alert because we lost him tonight. So, Scott sucks. Totally a bully. Do we have anything to say before the head of household wins head of household? I know you all took notes, so what do you have?
I feel like it's nothing that we didn't say the last time we discussed this, because just the way that he was treating Danielle and that whole situation of him trying to like bully her into like whatever and use it as leverage.
Right, disgusting, gross. We hate him. Yeah.
I did think. Jeez, you know, it's so funny covering these like episodes of an old season because I'm like, do I say this now? Do I wait? But I did notice something early on, like as all this fighting was happening, right, between Jason and Scott and Danielle's coming in. I did notice at one point Danielle go into a room, and I thought it was interesting who was in the room, and it gets more interesting as the episode goes on because she walked in.
All right, so tell us.
So it was Chrissy, Justin, and Whitney in this room together, as you know, as you have, you know, Scott arguing out in the kitchen, and you have the ball smashers kind of like off on their own thing. I just thought it was very odd that like Danielle walks into this room as this is all going on, and who's in there is Chrissy, Justin, obviously two of her allies, but then Whitney for whatever reason just hanging out in there. That was an interesting moment to me.
I know, and the thing about this that you say like Whitney, I don't know why she's in there. That's not totally true. You do sort of know why she's in there because we sort of know where this season goes. And, like, I don't want to shed any light on, like, some things. But, like, some alliance things change as we go along. Like, and that's just it. And I just think that we are at the beginning stages of what that was. And this is kind of why I was super excited to rewatch Over the Top, especially with you. Like, I was excited to watch it because this was Gina's first time through, but I'm excited to rewatch this with you specifically because I don't know, like, this is my third time now watching it, and there's certain things that I'm noticing, certain things that I'm appreciating from a gameplay point of view that I'm like, okay, I didn't give enough credit to this when I first watched it, but now I realize what it was in the scope of this world. And this move is worth a little more than I gave it credit for. Yeah, and I think you're going to have some of those moments too. So I'm excited for your feedback as we move forward. So how does Gina feel? What do we think about the goings-ons in the house?
In which way? In specifically with Whitney, or?
Specifically with Whitney and just with everybody, because this was an interesting episode because I feel like things are starting to shift. We already saw last week Morgan was sort of dabbling with. So the ball smashers, who is it? It's Morgan, Alex, Whitney, and Shelby.
Yes.
But last week we saw Morgan have a conversation with, I think it was Chrissy, who had won head of household, that kind of separated Morgan and Whitney from each other. Now we have a new situation where Danielle is head of household, and Whitney and Morgan are continuing to separate themselves. Mm-hmm. Do we have any thoughts? Like, what are we thinking? Like, these are things that are happening, and this is like so early on in the episode. There's so much more to get into, but like, so let's do it this now.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, like, because obviously in the previous episode, we were seeing a lot of them trying to separate themselves from specifically Shelby. And I wasn't, like, I, as somebody who hasn't seen the way that it unfolds, I was just wondering, like, I'm wondering if that's because Shelby and specifically Jason are so at odds with each other. If it's like, all right, well, this is a huge target. I don't want to align myself with her because then I, by association, become a huge target. Mm-hmm. Or like, I'm not totally sure what the disconnect is there, but because they seem loyal-ish to the Ball Smashers Alliance up until what we see unfold in this episode, but I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Lots more fun to come. We'll leave that one there.
I know, like, you have so much more context. I'm like, I don't know.
Right, and that's why I don't want to say too much. I just want to leave your comments where they are. Obviously, John knows things, and he's been known to spoil us a couple of things. So we'll just move forward and not. You say no, but yes, it happened. So, America's Care Package.
I committed a grave offense.
Poor John.
Sure it did. It was episode 1, and you spoiled it. Thankfully, it wasn't for our handful of listeners. It was just Regina, but like just for anybody listening. Yeah, John spoiled it. So anyway,
who cares? I don't care. I really don't care. It's fine.
I care a little bit. So America's Care Package. Shelby took it.
Why?
Okay. Shelby took it.
Why?
And as a result of such, Shelby got to eliminate the vote of 3 house guests.
Again,
okay.
I ask, why is America on that side of the house? Why?
Okay.
I was so annoyed about this.
I don't want to cut John off because we have not let John speak. But I gotta say, I have strong feelings about this, and I genuinely believe that this is because America, at its core, loves nothing more than chaos. Yeah. And that is what this creates. We have this head of household. Let's give some power to the other side of the house, and let's just see how it unfolds. Yeah. I don't think America cares one way or the other. I don't think they care. I just think they want to see fireworks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and we've talked about it on this podcast before, but there's something that you say a lot of times when something happens on one of these shows that you don't think is interesting, and that thing that you say is, I don't think that's interesting.
Yes! I will sit there and shout out loud, I don't think that's interesting! And like, I know that I would vote for the other side. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, yeah. I don't care what's going on. I just want to see people at odds. Like, right. That's how I would vote.
Yeah.
Okay. I say that. But I rode hard for Miss Tiffany Mitchell in BB23. Yeah. So, like...
As you should.
But I feel like that was an anomaly. So, like, yeah. I want to see what happens in BB24. I want to see what happens in BB Celeb 3. Like, before I really, really go hard for one side of this argument,
right?
I usually vote for the chaos.
Right.
This season was an anomaly. Outside of that, I just want to see people at odds. That's why I'm here.
I don't think that you should be too hard on yourself about BB23 because that was an historic season. So
it was. It was about something way different. It was just something way different. Now that we did it, we're done. Let's get back to the game.
How could you not ride hard for Tiffany the whole way in that? Like,
of course. That. I also sort of love that the caption underneath this conversation is America's Care Package, Shelby. It's just because, like, that particular alliance is not known for positive things.
No.
That's all. Just very fun. Gina pull it tomorrow. And that's that. Nobody's watching. It's fine that we said it. So, who did Danielle put up?
Danielle, she put up originally, yes, Shelby and Whitney.
Here's Shelby and Whitney. What do we think about that? Good move, yay, nay?
I think it made sense. Shelby seemed like outraged as she got put up. You just got the power to nullify 3 votes in this house.
3, which is literally half of the voting population. Like that's not a small deal.
Why would we now allow you to also cast a vote? Like,
you get out of here! Shut up, Shelby! Go sit down.
It's also like, yeah, she was outraged by it, but she also was the first one while they were talking to be like, well, I know why she put me up because I have the power to like whatever. Like she said it herself that she knows.
She knew.
So
she knew
about it. You said it. You know why?
No, you can bitch about it, but you can also be annoyed about it. I give her that. Like, how many times have you played Uno? And you're like, oh fuck, I gotta draw 2. I get it. Just sucks. Just sucks.
Yeah.
I was set up. I was all set with my next red. I was good. Yeah. And here you come as you draw 2. I get it.
I was really surprised that Danielle was making such a big deal about not wanting Scott to be her target this week. I was like, why?
I don't understand
After
that. And saying that if I win veto, I'm going to take you down. Really?
After everything that he did
really?
Or this is the person that you're like, no, like he can stick around. No, that would absolutely be my target. I don't care that it's because it's an emotional decision to a point, but it also is somebody on the alliance that's not your alliance. Like it's just not
right.
So as much as she's gonna sit there and be like, no, well, like getting rid of Scott would be an emotional decision. Yeah, to a point. But it also would benefit your numbers. So it's not like you're just getting out somebody that like doesn't really, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yes, I don't disagree. I'm sorry to cut you off, John, but I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm not going to stop. I'm sorry, but I'm not stopping. So my thing here is that like my fear with Scott is that like while you might feel bad about doing something like that, you know that he's never going to vote for you. He's never going to vote in your favor. So like, I don't know. As far as like the larger threats in this thing, like, do you want Alex or do you not? Do you want to piss her off? Do you not? What a tricky position to be in, because like you've got somebody like Alex who has pitched this deal to you, okay, at like kind of targeting Scott or targeting anyone else but her. Mm-hmm. Is this someone that you really, really want to piss off? Or would you rather go against somebody like Scott who doesn't really seem to win? Yes, he did win that one HOH.
I mean, it also is though, like, I mean, the way that I think about it anyway is that because of the way that he treated her the week before, that's such an obvious target for her that wouldn't get any more blood on her hands and wouldn't piss off any additional people. Like it just makes sense for her to put Scott up because of the way he was treating her. Whereas like now that she put up 2 people that she didn't have an issue with.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense. What were you going to say, John? What was your point that I silenced?
I know. I just, you see, like, it seems like the late night jamboree side of the house, you know, is very convinced that it's the girls that are using Scott and like they're the true power on that side, right? And so so that's what I feel like we've heard the late night jamboree say though, is that these girls are using Scott and all that. Like that's what they seem to feel. Mm-hmm. And so my thought process was maybe their thinking is, especially if they're already kind of working on Whitney and trying to pull her over. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe the plan is let's target these other 3 girls. You know, I can have Scott up there. I could even take him down if I win this veto and protect him. And then maybe that pulls another number over to our side, leaving only 2 people now on this other side of the house. You know what I mean? Where they've sort of pulled Whitney in, protected Scott and saved him from going home and sent out either Alex, Morgan, or Shelby or one of them. Mm-hmm. And now you've got this whole side of the house against just these other 2 or 3 that are left on the ball smasher side. You know, that was kind of the thought that I had when I was thinking about it. But, that was my thought process. Mm.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess it depends on. And this is one of those seasons that I really wish. I love that we're watching something that Gina's not familiar with. You know, the winner was spoiled. But, like. I'm sorry. She doesn't know how the gameplay goes.
No,
So, like, there is something to be said for, I guess, Scott navigating through a world in which he is not used to. I think there's a reason why we got to see that edit with Morgan saying these things. Like, this is not somebody I would normally associate myself with. I'm sure there was a reason that we saw that. I'm sure that Scott at some point also said, this is not somebody who I would normally associate myself with. So in that, like, him getting to work with some other people is probably like, I don't want to sound bad, but like a dream come true. I know that sounds really, really bad, but like for somebody who has self-described the way that he has, you know,
no, I know
I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure that it's very, very enjoyable for him to be with the hot girls of the house.
Oh.
And if you think of it like that, none of the events of the rest of this episode are really particularly shocking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I said what is just going on, because that's literally what happened. Because the Bowl Smashers basically said, like, listen, he was a number for our side, but he's not a ball smasher. And he never was. He was never going to be, based on the way that Morgan introduced her introduction to him. So, like, as viewers, we already knew. So,
yeah, it's interesting that like it felt like, other than Shelby getting this care package, like it just felt like the Ball Smashers side of the house, Ball Smashers plus Scott, were like in such hot water the whole episode. But like they really like, other than the little hiccups with Whitney here, like what a dream scenario for them. Like, we lost a number technically for our side, but the Ball Smashers are still intact, you know, like
absolutely. No, the Ball Smashers are a pretty solid alliance at this point.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And America agrees because they put Scott up. So what do we think about that? I was fine with that.
Oh, I was thrilled.
The way that he was treating Danielle and everything like that. Every time you start to lose a little bit of faith in America in the way that they're voting and they're doing things, we get this. And we're like, okay.
Sure, fine.
All right. We're back. So good. Scott is America's nominee. Obviously, no complaints there.
No.
I also wrote down, like, this isn't something that's important in a game sense, but it was very important to me. That,
okay.
Like, we had that segment of, like, everybody's in whatever it was, the bathroom, bedroom, whatever it was.
yes.
And they're having, like, that whole, like, really important conversation. And Justin's just like, I think I'm going to have a dance party in the kitchen by myself real quick. And then just come back into the conversation like I never was. And it's just, like, watching, I literally wrote down, is Justin okay? Because he just walked out.
Oh my gosh. I am so happy you finally saw that. That is one of my favorite Big Brother moments of all time.
I laughed so hard. I was like, what is wrong with this man?
It's great.
What's wrong with this man is everything that is right with this man. Like, that is absolutely something that I would leave to do. And I would hope that somebody would tape it. Like,
and like somehow no one noticed he was gone and no one noticed that he came back. They just like continued business as usual and he's in the kitchen.
But the thing about it is that you wouldn't think anything about his absence in that moment. You would think that he peed, maybe he just went to get something to drink. You wouldn't think anything about that moment. But like the way that it went down, everything that he did, so good.
Yeah. And just like in the pizza song, CBS did a great job again with this background music. Great.
They really did. They really did.
Yeah.
And it just leads me to believe that they're very, very good at editing this kind of thing, which really only bolsters the argument of why we should get another Big Brother over the top. I'm just saying. Like, this is something we should get all the time, just with better people.
Yeah.
So many of these people I'm not rooting for. So many of these people I don't care about. But like, if you gave me Big Brother 23 with this gameplay, can you imagine the cookout with 3 nominees? One that America got to put up. Kyland would have been up every week.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It would have just been so different. And like, I'm not saying as a replacement for what we got because I really enjoyed BB23, but like, wouldn't you have also enjoyed BB23 OTT? Like, it just would have been so good. Like, come on. We got to start the petition. Like, let's get it going. Gina, you're in charge of the Souls. Like, let's get it going.
I got you.
We can be the ones that start it. Bring back Over the Top. It costs nothing. Just leave the cameras on. Just click a different button. Like, just click it. I just let them go. Give them a little bit of chicken or whatever, and like call it a day. Chicken's real cheap. So anyway, we play Veto. John is so proud of his notes. What was the veto? What did we play this week?
Oh my god!
Oh, it was the spooky veto.
Oh, that's right. It was the haunted house. I actually didn't hear them give a name for this one.
No, that's why.
Ghosts and ghouls and goblins. Right. So they had to go through. They had to find this doll, Abigail. They got a little hairbrush, and what was the other thing they had to find?
Like a rattle, I think.
Yeah, a rattle.
A rattle. A baby rattle. Everybody goes in, very entertaining. Everybody crushes it.
I was cracking up at Jason, who was just like using it, like, I'm gonna use comedy and like yell back at the people who are trying to scare me, and then I won't be scared myself. I was like, this is me. This is what I do when I go to haunted house.
That is what I do in a regular haunted house. I didn't know that was like a thing.
Very sad.
But at the end of it, Danielle wins, which was really, really sweet. Mm-hmm. This is my third go with Big Brother Over the Top, and I am enjoying Danielle so much more.
I like her a lot.
Than I did the first 2 times.
Yeah.
Okay, I still don't care for the way she said, and I still don't like that. All right, not here for it, never going to support it, but I like everything she's doing. She's playing an honest, truthful game. Yeah. Respect for Danielle. She gets shat on a lot when we talk about a lot of the black players of Big Brother. Danielle never comes up, and she's always like, "Hi, hello. What about me? Justice for Danielle." And it's like, you know what? You're damn right. Justice for Danielle. Okay.
I like her a lot.
I like her a lot too. And she likes white men with long hair. That's my girl. Let's go, Danielle. Yes. And
I was a little worried about her when she won this veto, though, I have to say.
Why are you worried?
Because, like, to me, I was like, this can, obviously, like, not knowing the way that things were going to turn out, I was like, this can only go one of 2 ways. Either she doesn't keep her word and she doesn't take Scott down, and now that like pisses him off and he's going to come after her, or she does take him down and now she's pissing off the other people that she was making deals with, of like the people in her alliance when she was talking to Alex, like just the other people that she's been like gaming with. I was like, I feel like there's no right answer for her. Like, I feel like she was the worst person to have won this video. Right. In the moment, at least. That's what I was saying.
Danielle says, fuck it all. She took it. She won it. She takes Whitney down.
Yeah.
To honor. I don't really know. What is she honoring here? What is she honoring? I want to say she honored the Morgan Whitney thing, but then she put Morgan up.
She made kind of like a side deal with Whitney. But it did make sense. She made kind of a side deal with Whitney, because I remember Whitney going into them and being like, oh, I don't know if she's going to use it or not. I don't know what's going on. But they'd already had the conversation of her taking Whitney down so that Whitney could be a number to vote whichever way she wanted them to vote. Because I think at that time she wanted to get Scott out. Yes.
I'm sorry. I see John getting ready to say something. And I really, really want you to say something. I don't want to say like Kanye West, but I want to go back because like during the veto, Did you not think it was interesting in front of everyone for Whitney to choose Justin?
Oh,
all right. I know. Yes, and I wanted that to be a caption, and I forgot about it. So, like, John, I'm sorry. Please write down what you were going to say because I saw you gearing up.
That's what
but I know that. Oh, you were going to say it. Great, because I'm going back because Whitney choosing Justin is the beginning.
I forgot about that.
It's not the beginning, or is it the beginning? I didn't mean to slip,
I think it's the beginning of. I think it's the beginning of the Ball Smashers realizing that something is going on. I think the Late Night Jamboree was already trying to work her into their side.
Yes, the Late Night Jamboree was already trying to work on this. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Morgan had a DR of like, why on earth would she, of all the people that she could have picked Jason?
Right, and this was very, very. We're Big Brother super fans, right? We're big fans here. This is early in an alliance situation to draw a line like that, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree? I would say this was very early. And like rewatching this season now, I didn't view that as such an early move. The first 2 times I watched it. Now watching it, I'm like, whoa! Wait a minute! Like, I can't wait to see how the rest of this plays out because I feel like maybe I was too drunk or too high to understand what the hell was going on when I watched this the first time. Because now I'm watching like, wait a minute. Yeah, I understand this game so much better now because I was such a binge watcher in the beginning of my Big Brother experience, and like now watching with the knowledge that I have and like the expertise under my belt, I'm like, wait a minute, Miss Whitney, this may have been too early. What do you think?
I don't know because this is like an accelerated game, like it feels.
It is. You're right.
And this is the 5th episode, but like it actually surprised me a little bit to like when we came into the episode that they said it was day 29. So like even coming up to where we are at the veto meeting, that's probably a few days later. And this whole game, Big Brother Over the Top, was 65 days long. Right. So we're approaching the halfway point of the game. Mm-hmm. Where in a normal game, we're only about a third of the way through the game at this point. So
we're still pre-jury, I think.
It is interesting. Yeah. Like
You're right. And I love that you mentioned the fact that we are pre-jury because this game is so much more interesting because we are not dealing with jury management.
Uh-huh.
I don't give not 1, not 2, not any fucks what you think about me when you walk out of that door.
Yeah, right.
Which makes this so much more interesting, which is, again, why we should rally behind this petition of why we should have another Big Brother Over the Top. Because, oh my goodness, that changes everything. Yeah. If you're not thinking about what that person thinks of you during their exit, changes how you play the whole game.
Mm-hmm. I have something I just want to bring up real quick because we're talking about jury management and how that's not really part of the game. But there was an interesting moment, and because Danielle, we talked about this originally, wasn't really targeting Scott, right? That wasn't what she had in mind. Mm-hmm. And then once Scott got put up as America's nominee, the Late Night Jamboree crew was kind of talking about the whole thing, and Danielle was still kind of like on the fence about it, I think. But Jason then said something. America has put Scott up. They saw that last week went wrong, and he said, if we don't take advantage of this opportunity that America has given us by putting Scott up, America might turn on us, which is like almost over the top version of like jury management, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is, as you're saying this, I'm sitting here thinking, like, you know what? I just said that jury management doesn't matter. Jury management mattered from the moment you walked in the door because America's been watching since go.
Right. We technically are the jury, so.
We are the jury. We've been watching since the beginning. Uh-huh. Jury management has never been more important, but less important. Like, it's a different important and so very fun. And I wish we discussed this a little more beforehand. I'm sure now that we've shed light on this, we'll discuss it so much more going forward. But shoot, what a missed opportunity. But yeah, really, really interesting. Big Brother Over the Top. But that's why we're here. That's why we're doing this. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you know what else I love about Big Brother Over the Top, by the way?
Tell us.
Is that you get to hear all the curses, like hearing all them run through that haunted house.
Absurd. Yeah. Oh my god.
Like that.
All I could think about was like how if I was in a normal season in that haunted house, you wouldn't be able to use any of my footage because I would just be screaming obscenities and everyone.
I'm saying everything would be just fish. Like that would be all you'd see. I love haunted houses, but like I have a potty mouth, so.
Shelby actually really made me laugh in this one too. She walks in, she goes, "If you touch me, I'll fucking sue you."
Yeah, I will sue you. I was like, "Yeah, girl, get your coin."
Thank you. So can we do our Shelby check-in? Okay, so Melissa got a new job. So congratulations to her, and that is why she has not been able to join us on Mondays. However, she's really mad that I don't agree about Shelby. I don't love her like I used to, but I don't hate her like y'all said I should. So we're going to see how this plays out. Miss Shelby
so far, we're not there.
So far, Shelby's fine. So far, she's fine. She's fine.
I'm so curious because I have the same thought about Shelby as Melissa seems to have, who watched pretty recently. But we're half of the episodes into the season, and I'm still waiting for that moment as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like Shelby, she's on the wrong side of the house.
It's like I think John was the one who said it too last time we were talking about it. Of like, I don't know if like not knowing if the reason why you don't like her is because our side of the house doesn't like her, or if like you were just like taking on whatever Jason was saying about her as like, yeah, you're right. She sucks. Like,
right, and that's the thing. That's what I feel like it sort of is. Like, I watched the season twice. I don't remember anything that really like turned me off to her.
That's why I'm wondering. I'm like,
I know, and I'm nervous as a black man, as a gay black man. I'm very nervous every time I watch. I'm like, oh god! Every time she shows up in the DR, I'm like, is this it? Is this it? And I'm like, no. I'm happy to say I'm so good. So like, I don't know, Melissa, but she got a new job, so that's why she can't be with us. But I did extend the invitation for her to join us.
We'll see
what's going on, Melissa. We miss you. We miss you. Wait a minute. So Scott was evicted.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody even cared. You guys didn't even want to talk about it. You guys were so ready to move on. I felt it, and I said no. We're at 33 minutes. We should move on. I know. Scott is evicted. Nobody cares because this is exactly what we wanted. America said so, and they got him out. That's it. I feel like America knew. And that's the thing. That's the thing about America's vote and what they did with America's care package. Yes, they gave Shelby the right to eliminate 3 votes, and she eliminated the votes of everybody on the other side. But what that also forced was this moment where the ball smashers had to make a decision. They gave them Scott. They evened everything out. Now let's go.
Just to be fair, even if she hadn't nullified those votes, I'm pretty sure it was going to be a unanimous decision to get Scott out anyway.
Yeah. Of course it was, because the ball smashers weren't going to vote against each other. The late night jamboree can't vote. It was always going to be Scott. America wanted Scott, and America got it done.
Bye.
Yeah.
I'm still riding for America. I don't know. This is the one time voting went correct in this country. I don't know. We didn't do that. So yeah, that's it for Big Brother Over the Top. Unless there's something that somebody else wants to add.
Only other comment is just Scott goes home. That's the 4th time in 5 weeks that America's nominee was sent packing. So
something to note. A bullet point indeed.
No. That's all I got.
America gets what America wants. Thank you. Somewhere where the popular vote actually matters. Thank you, CBS.
I believe, if memory serves, that was our first unanimous vote of the season, too. I think.
I think you're right, because the only other one that was close was the one when Alex threw that rogue vote at Danielle, and it was 9-1. And people were trying to figure out what happened with that weird vote. But I think you're right. I think this is the first unanimous decision. No.
Just a fun fact.
It's a fun fact. And as a quick aside, I think I'd like to discuss offline, even though I'm bringing this up online. I think that we should work in a 2-minute intermission when we're switching, so that people can tinkle and and do things like that.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying. I think that we have set up a format here that is unfair to the players involved.
Sure.
But with that, the challenge 37, and I am excited, even without my tinkle break. There's a lot to unpack here, and boy, am I excited! Boy, oh boy. So let's start off with recapping real quick what we got at the end of last week. We saw Emmy winning the elimination challenge, and she went to Sapphire because she can only be with Uncle CT and no one else. Mm-hmm. And that forced Amanda off Sapphire, moved her to Ruby.
Pissed.
With Emmy with the tagline, where CT goes, I go. Okay. And that's what opens up Challenge 37. So, my first note after that was Logan, rude. And I believe this was in response to some comments he had about Amanda. Now, I don't know what he said about Amanda, but Corey,
I think I have it.
You have it.
He said that she would be poison for his team. He didn't want her. Okay. He said she's going to be poison.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, it was all of the men of the Ruby Cell were going in on Amanda.
Yeah, I didn't take well to this.
Nelson said she's toxic, but
okay. All right. Can we just make a rule, or let's discuss as a group on air what we want the rule to be, and how we want notes to go. Should we present our notes in the way that we wrote them, or the way that we know things to be? Because sometimes we write notes.
I think it depends, because if the notes are fun, read them.
Because I think my vote would be, here's the thing, because I write notes as I know things to be in the moment that I write them.
Yeah.
And then I get later and I'm like, oh, kind of wish I didn't say that. Should we share those things? I think we should. I think it's fun.
Sure.
All right. So let's do it that way. So my note here was Logan, rude. Amanda calls Amanda weak. And I said, oof, with 6 O's. Okay. And this is why I wanted to talk about this, because I don't agree with my stance at this moment anymore. And I just want to preface everything with that. I don't want anybody coming for me, trying to cancel me. I don't like how Amanda carried herself with the rest of this episode. So I just want to get that out there.
I was wondering what your stance on this was going to be, because I know you, in the past, have been saying Team Amanda.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. I don't want to be Team Amanda. All right. Can I just clear something up? All right, this is why I want to talk about all these things. Let's lay it all on the table here. I am not Team Amanda. I am Team Ashley. Yeah. I am always Team Ashley. However, Ashley is Team Amanda, so I accept Amanda ipso facto. Amanda has not done enough for me to not support her. So in support of Ashley, I support Amanda. And I will say that Amanda has still not done enough for me to withdraw that level of support. Okay?
Yeah.
But I'm not Team Amanda. All right, so there's that. Thank you. Thank you for helping me clear that up. That's where we are.
Sure.
Right. So Corey calls Amanda weak. I still don't think she's weak, though. Amanda's not weak. And that's way inaccurate. Okay, because Amanda is a beast. When she wants to compete, she does. All right, so enough with that. Sorry, Corey. No. So there were those notes. Where are you guys with that? We're up to date. Did I skip anyone?
I really felt like I did not like the way that the guys treated Amanda in this at all, because like you saw Amanda coming over to your team and like Corey especially has been so rah Team Ruby. It's like Amanda didn't choose to come to your team. Somebody else
didn't.
Kicked her. So why before are you're getting on Kyle because he's not Team Ruby, and now you have somebody who not by their choice is coming over to your team, and you guys are all, and she's a vet who has been on this game, and you're all just shitting on her.
Absolutely.
Where's the team spirit now?
Right. Corey, you want to sit here and you want to talk about how, like, Ruby is not working as a team. We all need to work together, blah, 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 blah. Now you get Amanda, who she is definitely known for the drama that she brings to things and things like that. However, just like everyone said in this episode, she's good at puzzles. It's not like she's not good at something. It's not like there isn't some strength of hers that you could exploit in your favor. I don't really know why you kind of went this route with her.
Yeah.
Because she did say, all right, you expect me to be bad. You expect me to not be good. So I'm going to be exactly what you expect me to be.
Yeah.
I don't really agree with that logic. But me as a viewer, I would know Amanda to behave that way. So you, as someone who has played the game with her before, should know her to behave that way. So I'm not exactly sure why you acted in the way you did.
Right. Yeah. No, I completely agree. I mean, like, you know how Amanda is. So why, like, you're bringing her into a hostile environment.
Right. Why wouldn't you just support her from the beginning? Yeah. Especially since, like, well, I want to say I commented last week when Amber, it was Amber. Was it Amber? Who chose her to go down there? Was it Amber or Bettina? I remember it was Bettina.
Wait, who chose Emmy to go down there? No,
that's what it was. Emmy went down and Emmy chose it. That's what it was. It was Amanda coming down, and because Emmy chose Amanda to switch. Yes. Yeah. And Amanda was Emmy's choice. Right. That's what it was. And Amanda came down and said, what? Congratulations. Good job.
Yeah.
She wasn't coming to you guys with any kind of hostility or anything like that. So why wouldn't you receive her with that same kind of energy?
Not for nothing. It was probably the most seamless transfer of like a swap that we've seen all season.
Right.
Everybody else did have some kind of fireworks, especially the week before with the whole Nelson drama. Like,
most people do not want to switch teams. They're coming over hot. Amanda came over with the energy of good job. So like, if she said good job, good game, whatever it was, it was something in the affirmative. So, like, she's not coming over hot. So, like, why wouldn't you receive her in the same energy in which she was coming? So, like, I don't know. In that moment, I'm not going to sit here and say that I wouldn't respond the same way. Because I feel like I'd be like, you know what? Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you took me? I didn't come here that way. I was excited. I was ready.
She didn't even have the chance to screw over her team. Like, she just, like, the moment that she was on, they were like, oh, great, we got Amanda. Like, they didn't even give her the opportunity to show her loyalty.
Right. And it's like, how can you feel good about where you are when that's how you were received?
And I thought, and then it set up this whole thing, and I don't want to jump too far ahead, but it sets up this whole thing that we're in the challenge, and you have all these people yelling at Amanda, like, you're not doing anything. But then we see Logan in his little side interview actually saying, yeah, as soon as the challenge started, I took Amanda and told her to just stand over there. I'm like, so my team's been shitting on me since I got here. Now a rookie is telling me, sit out the challenge. We got this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is she going to feel any sort of loyalty or sense of team spirit or want to put in any effort for you guys?
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, in this moment, I'm not really sure that I would have acted differently.
Yeah.
I definitely would have been offended because, like, again, this game is played so differently than Big Brother. You got to remember, these are people that have played this game before. Imagine playing Uno or playing Life or Monopoly with somebody that you've played with 6 or 7 times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, I can't believe you're this mad that I'm on your team. Why are you so mad at me? Right? Like, what? Like, okay, maybe you're pissed that you lost a team member, but you're mad that you got me?
Yeah.
Fuck you! like, you know, we're coming at it with this Big Brother, like, frame of mind. We're like, they're coming at it, we're like, yo, I'm playing the game with my friends. Yeah. Why are you so mad that I'm on your team? I thought we were friends. Yeah. Like, I just double tapped on your fucking photo like 4 weeks ago. Like, what? Like, I don't know. Like, when you look at it that way, like, I don't know. Like, I'm almost pushing myself further away from my own opinion, pushing me further Team Amanda, like, to make myself even angrier.
Well,
you know,
and it goes right back to the whole like Nelson thing. Like, you're that mad about being switched to a team where you're working with your best friend. Why?
Right. I'm so mad because I can't believe that you thought I was so tradeable. Yeah. I can't believe that you are so upset that you got me. Like, listen, I know I might cause a couple of problems. I might not be the easiest to work with, but oh my gosh, you're mad? Like, my feelings would be hurt. I don't know. Yeah, sorry. I can't imagine a situation where I was playing a game with the two of you and you didn't want me on your team.
Yeah.
Right.
I would absolutely want you guys to burn. Fuck you guys. Like, come on. Like, you didn't want me? I don't want you either. Like,
right.
I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the hell to all that. This is a male elimination.
Right, it's like that didn't even matter.
None of this mattered. Amanda barely competed. Hold on. Let me go over my notes here. Because y'all got me skipping. I write my regular notes, regular way. What is that? Horizontal. And then vertically, right? Vertically, am I getting this correct? Vertical. Which way is horizontal? Vertical. I always like
vertical, horizontal.
So right. So I write this horizontal is the correct way, right? Yes. I'm still confused. And vertically, I write the things that I intend to discuss. Those are my discussion points, right? Oh, okay. Should we go back? Yeah, let's go back. That's fun. So, yeah, let's go back. So at some point, Corey had made a comment about him not supporting the vets because he's really mad at the vets because they threw him in, right? Mm-hmm. So my discussion point was Corey thrown in or was it that Bettina was thrown in? And do you think it matters?
Well, because that came on the heels of the whole Ashley thing, right? When they were like, when he and Ashley got into a fight about her past seasons, or am I wrong in that timeline?
Oh my god!
I do feel
so
like,
many Ashley fights.
I do feel like there was some drama surrounding Corey. Like, I think Bettina was a choice because she is a rookie, but there was also a lot of tension, and that's continued. I mean, we've seen, and I actually made a note about this at one point too. Like Corey, being at odds with all these vets like this. Is this his own doing? You know what I mean?
Oh,
that's what I was gonna say. Like, John, I don't really like. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Gina.
No. If memory serves, Corey is the one that people were like, he's like all buddy with all of the rookies, so he's going to turn on the vets. I think that's right. What happened there?
That's correct. he threw a ball
I
to
guess
Dabo or something.
Yes,
or
yeah.
But at this point, I don't know. Wasn't that like so long ago?
Does
I
feel
guess
long ago.
you know we should look into, and I'm it's gonna sound really really funny, but like so we know that Survivor is shot like right over like 3 days, even though we're getting it in week blasts. So it feels like a very very long time to us, but it's not in the Survivor world.
Yeah.
I want to know how quickly is the challenge shot. Because when you're talking about Corey and this whole thing with Gabo, that I remember that, and that was so. I feel like that was forever ago.
Right, because for us that was like a month ago.
Right. I'm so curious to know how long ago was that actually?
Right.
Because that's all. That would really, really change my opinion about a lot of this.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, depending on where the cast is experiencing these things, that whole drama with Corey could be very fresh to them where they are.
Right,
in the
it could have
game,
been a couple of days
where
ago.
it feels like it's months ago.
Right. That could have only been a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. But to us, that's like a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
That was like pre-Anissa injury. Right? Like Anissa,
No,
when
I
you
don't
think
think it
of
was
it.
that long ago.
Was it? I mean, who knows? I mean, like, I mean, that even feels like, that doesn't even feel like this
Another
season.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, like, my God. Like, you want, who knows? Who knows? Okay. Yeah, that was my discussion point there. So, I'm sorry. So, we were really talking about Amanda. And I really, really threw us off. But I'm really happy we did get into that, though, because that was a fun conversation. So thank you. All right. So we saw Amanda obviously going over to Ruby. Ruby not feeling good about it and blah, blah, blah. So I had a note here. Corey and Nelson working very well together, which is obviously what we expected. I did make a sub note. Ruby doing well, even with Amanda's shenanigans. Okay. So, Emma wins. They're fourth. I know. Not exciting. My next vertical discussion point was, could Ruby have won if Amanda did not fuck around?
I mean, it depends on how far behind they were. You know, like with that's another thing is that we don't get the advantage of knowing like what everyone's times were. They just tell us who the fastest time was.
Right.
You know.
I just wanted to know what you guys thought.
If
you had given it any thought, that's all.
Yeah, because I also don't know. Like, I don't really remember how is Amanda in the water. You know, I don't really even know. We didn't get to see her do anything. Like, I can't.
Yeah, we only saw her Titanic moments, and that was it. Yeah,
like they might have actually done better because she stayed away. You know, especially in a competition like that.
That's fair.
Where, like in a competition like that, where everybody's pulling on this rope and trying to untie these knots, it almost might have been beneficial to not have an extra person. On, but I don't know. I mean, clearly Emerald, they're the only team with 6 people, and they ended up winning. So. So maybe not, but
right. No, but that's fair. That's fair. But who knows? That could have been what propelled them to be so close to Emerald in the first place.
Right. I also,
who knows?
You know, Nani made me laugh in this competition. Nani,
did she?
I like Nani, but she annoys me sometimes.
She annoys me a lot.
Yeah, she's like talking to this competition, and like obviously it's a concern for you, but Nani's like, yeah. We have to make sure we win this because everybody wants to break up Emerald. And I'm like, this is like the 4th week and nobody has touched you guys. Like, what are you talking about?
Because everybody's scared.
You keep seeing people being able to infiltrate teams and no one's been like, maybe I'll take a spot on Emerald. Everyone's like, no, like Ruby and Sapphire are going at it and no one's even thinking about Emerald.
Yeah.
I think because everybody's so scared to piss Emerald off. Which does bring me, oh my gosh, that does bring me to, I know this is also going back and I'm very sorry for it, but what do we think of the conversation that Josh had with Logan?
Oh yeah, I made a comment about this too. They're getting very close.
They're getting very close, and I gotta tell
other vets to not trust Josh in the same way they weren't trusting Corey.
Right.
I don't know if this is smart.
I don't know. Really? Really?
just
I
don't
had
know.
the opposite opinion. I was really starting to really like Josh so much more in this moment. I'm starting to have so much more of an appreciation for Josh's gameplay based on this season. I feel like Josh is starting to play the type of game that I was starting to describe last time, like with Ed and the way that he's starting to plant seeds for his future seasons. I almost feel like that maybe that's something that Josh has been doing all along, unbeknownst to me. Josh has been out here like just making these deals, getting people to trust him. Like, okay, I'll go out now. Yeah, it's fine for me to lose now. It doesn't really matter. Who cares if you don't think that I'm a competition threat? Because that's not why I'm here on today. Today, I am here just to build trust so that when I come before you tomorrow, and tomorrow's tomorrow, and tomorrow's tomorrow, you're going to trust me. And suddenly, I'm the kingpin. I feel like this season is just another notch in Josh's belt. We're not done. That's it. I'm officially a Josh stan. Okay, yes, I'm on board. Okay, because this is a ladder. And every time he played this game, it's another notch. Until I get to the top. And it doesn't matter that I was never really a physical threat because y'all didn't know that I was beasting you guys. Yes, I was beasting you all politically. I am Big Brother. That's it. Josh Martinez. 2025. Okay? Because we're building. We're going to get there.
Yep.
I'm for it.
I think this is Josh's best season on the challenge.
He is amazing this season.
Yeah, I think he's doing great. I just felt like this was a little, like, I get it. You want to build your numbers up for the end of the game. I just felt like this was maybe not totally necessary, especially when we saw Logan end up going down there anyway. You know what I mean? Because I felt like, Logan
went down there anyway,
but we even heard one of the other vet guys saying, like, I don't understand why this is even an issue. There's a rookie sitting here right now. Like, why are we not sending him in? And I just wonder if, eventually when one of these other cells eventually does win something, is someone going to remember that now that, like, Josh didn't put the rookie down, so he's going to be the guy that we're going to compromise, or he's going to be the guy that if somebody does swap out and go on to Emerald, Josh is the one that's leaving. You know what I mean? Like, is that going to put him in a bad spot because he is getting so close to a rookie in a season where the vets have worked so closely together? I don't know.
Okay, but all right. So you skipped ahead, so let's do our captions. Corey obviously selects Logan as one of the only other rookies available for selection, and Logan takes care of that, sends him back, and so Corey's gone, Logan remains. Now, so to go with what you were saying here, you are absolutely not wrong, and that's why we are looking to 2025 for Josh's big win. Okay, because we are building the notches in our ladder. This is not our season to win. It's not it. We're building it. Because the thing is, like, he's playing a big brother game in the challenge. This is something we have not seen since Paulie. Since Paulie was expunged for playing too hard, we didn't like the way he did things. He bested us at our own game, so we got rid of him. So now we have Josh, who's like dabbling. Like, we don't want to get thrown out because we still want our win in 2025, okay? But, like, Josh is laying the groundwork for it. And Logan is the beginning of that. Mark my words. You heard it first on Jury Duty. This is the beginning of Josh's big win. Okay? Because Logan getting Corey out is no small deal. Corey's a big deal in the challenge, all right? Yeah. We've seen him year after year and, like, succeeding way past this point in the game. So for Logan as a rookie to eliminate him that can only bode well for Josh. Neither of them are going to win this year, and that's okay because we have our sights on what?
2025.
Thank you. And that's it. That's it. I think we're doing great.
You know Josh is my boy. I'm very happy to have you on board.
Yeah, no, I'm on board. I'm on board because I'm starting to see what's going on here. And now I want to rewatch his season.
A Big Brother?
Yeah, because I just have a different appreciation for him now. Gina has always stand, so let's see.
I like Josh. Sorry about it.
I don't. No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry.
Josh.
Maybe I've just always been wrong.
Josh has definitely grown on me.
He has more than grown on me.
He like. I really didn't like him after his season of Big Brother, and then even in the first couple of seasons of the challenge, I still wasn't a huge fan. But like, I was starting to come around.
Because everyone like
this season, I really like him.
They don't consider it Josh won; they consider it Paul lost. You know, so like he doesn't really get a ton of credit.
Yeah, and but this season, I've really become like a fan of Josh for sure. So.
Welcome.
You know what?
I'm just going over my notes.
Yeah.
Because there were a few things that I did want to discuss that we kind of did skip over.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about deliberations a little bit too.
Yes. Yeah. No. Yeah. Are we? Are we here tonight? Because I wanted to talk about Emerald. I made a note about Emerald also trying to make sure they don't get infiltrated. Now, because we've seen a lot of seasons of the challenge where there's been a twist of this with these teams and the possibility of things being switched up, like partners and like team members moving around and things like that. And there's always been the potential for this situation, but we've never actually seen it. So we saw Emerald getting their 4th win, and now being concerned that whoever they select to go into the elimination might be somebody who might win to upset their win streak. There's always been the potential of that situation popping up, but we've never gotten it. I just think that that's an interesting thing just to note. Yeah. I know there's no other comments to make behind that, but that's all. I think that that's really, really cool to see something like that this season. We have never seen in this challenge world. Like, I almost feel like Emerald is without the meaning and significance, but just with the successfulness. The Emerald is almost like the Cookout, and like they're operating flawlessly.
Yeah.
They're not being infiltrated. They're not losing. They are operating with the same efficiency as the Cookout. Yeah, and that's really, really cool to see. We've never seen that in the challenge, as far as I can remember. Then I just had notes about Corey and Nelson. What else did you have about the deliberation?
What did you think of CT speaking up? I thought this was interesting. He like made a comment. He was like, "I've been stupid. I need to wake up." And he kind of went on, this whole little rant. Kind of talking about how he's a vet in the house who's kind of helped keep the peace, and he was kind of trying to speak up like other people have week after week, right? Make your case for why you shouldn't have to be the one that goes out. And here's CT doing the same thing. And Ashley pissed me off a little bit. She was like, "Oh please, CT, you're just afraid to go into elimination." Like, this man is on his almost 20th season of this show, right? Like, don't tell CT what he's afraid of. Like,
well, I gotta tell you.
Uh-oh.
I gotta tell you. CT is my boy. All right. I love CT. But I have to say, when Ashley made that comment, I absolutely did agree. It kind of felt like a desperate plea to not be included in the elimination deliberations. It may have just been the way that the thing was edited, right. But it definitely did feel that way.
My problem with how Ashley responded to it was, listen, this is a guy's elimination. So the fact that you're saying anything, like, just stop it. Let the guys argue for themselves. But then also, like, I felt like if anybody's going to be able to kind of lay this argument out there, it's CT of all people. I feel like Ashley just not long ago, a few weeks ago, when people were talking about her name being out there, she was trying to do the same thing. I don't want to have to go down. Why should I have to go down? So what? If CT's going to make his case in deliberation, don't call him out as if he's some schmuck, like, oh, you're just afraid to go down. CT's been in how many eliminations? He's been in how many of these challenges? Like, he's making his case. Like, leave CT alone.
I'm going to be honest with you. You are 110% not wrong. But there was just something about Ashley. I cannot say a negative word. I will not say a negative word. She was totally right. and that's it. I mean, like, I get it. But I'm sorry.
I mean, listen, I love Ashley too. Don't get me wrong.
I know.
Like, she said it, and part of me was like, "Oh, that's CT you're talking about," and then the other part was like, "Ha ha, Ashley." Like. Right.
It's still. I'm sorry. It's still Ashley. Like, I just. Sorry. Whatever.
Whatever.
Whatever. Like what she said. Whatever. She's the fucking queen. Like. Get over it and pay your taxes. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's Ashley. Whatever. Yeah. That's how I feel about that.
We did also in this deliberation get an apology from Nelson towards Amanda and Big T.
Which I didn't buy.
Yeah.
I wasn't here for it at all. Sorry. I like Nelson. I do. But no, that wasn't it for me. That was just a really, really lame attempt to not get some votes. No, I didn't buy it. Jeans. Nothing. Sucks for her.
It didn't resonate with me enough to the point where I forgot it happened until you just said it. So
exactly, yeah, meant nothing.
Amanda.
Sorry, Nelly.
Yeah, Amanda. One of the people he was apologizing to said that she thought he was full of shit. So
yeah, and I agree. I gotta tell you. I did find it shocking that they nominated Corey. I was surprised. Okay.
It was weird to me that I feel like Josh kind of got the brunt of the blame for it. It was like, no, like the whole team voted you down. I don't know why you're specific.
Right, because Casey made the comment. Who else was it going to be?
Right.
What? I don't know. The fucking rookie? Like, what? Like, wow. If listen.
People were only mad at Josh for it. I was like, this was a team effort to get him down there. I don't know why.
It was a team effort, and Casey was the one that made that comment.
Yeah.
Yo.
No one was mad at her.
Yo. No one's mad because they're so scared of her. That's why. That's why. No. Because Josh, let's put the anger on him. We'll get him. They tried it because he's still laying that groundwork for what?
2025.
Yeah, that's it. Yes. So, I wrote Corey versus Devin. Why?
Because
anybody remember?
After Corey got sent down, he was kind of going off on everybody. He got into a fight with Devin. He got into a fight with Josh. He was just like getting into like tiffs with everybody.
That's what, yeah.
Silly.
But I get it. He's just mad about it. I get it. Devin says he wanted Logan. What do you think about that? I believe that. I believe Devin would have actually stayed true to the Vet Alliance and would have put Logan in. Because I think that's so really best for Devin's game. That's really why. It has nothing to do with loyalty. More just that, like, Devin does what's best for Devin, and that's why we like Devin. Yeah.
I agree, and when we got to the beginning of the whole nomination ceremony and the deliberations, Devin even said, listen, Emerald's meeting, it didn't go well, and we are not decided on anything. He flat out said it. He's like, we all have different opinions, and we don't all agree with each other.
Right.
So,
wow. Oh, I have so many other notes. Wow, there's so much to say.
We really breezed right to the end.
We breezed to the end, but there's oh my gosh, there's still so much to say. So I made this note. It's so funny. I wish I remembered exactly what I was watching when I made this note. But I said Corey is playing like the challenge, and Josh is playing like Big Brother. But I don't know why I wrote that.
I mean, I'd imagine for the same reason that you were saying before, of like him aligning himself with Logan. But
oh, that is what it was. That is what it was. Because there was something about, yes, because Corey's saying, I don't know why he's aligning himself with rookies, this, that, and the other thing. And I think that, again, Josh was aligning himself with people that he can imagine himself playing with going forward.
down the line. Yeah.
Yes, and not necessarily forward being this game, but forward. Because, again, this is Logan's rookie season. He's not, even if he goes home tonight, this is not the last time we see Logan. And that's what's so important to remember when we're recapping this, is that this game is played differently. I also made a note, like Josh lost weight, suddenly hot. I said, no more crying. Maybe we love it.
Kyle!
I know, that's what I said. I said, no more crying. Maybe we love it. Maybe we do. This is kind of just for John, because Christina doesn't really know, like, these people.
I'll be a viewer for the next couple minutes.
Right. Just a discussion point. What do you think of this? I constantly get the feeling, by the way that the other cast members are talking, specifically Tori, and just the way that this season has been edited, I feel like they are trying to shape Devin and Kyle as like the new Leroy and Bananas.
Okay.
And I want to know what you think about that.
I could see that, yeah.
Do you agree with it? What do you think of it? I have thoughts of it, because that is what I think they're trying to do.
Right.
So just to bring Gina up to speed, Johnny Bananas is like my favorite player on the challenge. I own multiple pieces of his merchandise. I love Johnny Bananas, and Leroy was like his best friend in the game. Bananas and Leroy was basically like Corey and Nelson. Okay, like they play together. Everyone knows it. It's nobody's secret. They are aligned together. They're real life best friends. So they play the game together. And I just feel like this season is being edited to make Devin and Kyle look like the new that. Because last season was Leroy's last. It was very, very public. He said, this is my final season. I'm retiring. I'm done. And Bananas, he didn't officially announce it, but I kind of feel like that's where we're headed with all of his solo endeavors and things like that. So,
yeah, I could definitely see that. I get that sort of dynamic from them.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because I don't think either of them is on, like Kyle and Devin have that same sort of like feel and like dynamic to them, but neither of them are as good as the other two. You know what I mean? Like,
no, and there was nothing to build any of this up. It's almost like I just feel like it's being forced on us. It's like Devin and Kyle. It's like, no. I never saw this before. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I saw Bananas and Leroy develop over the years.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, this Devin and Kyle thing.
It felt like it came out of nowhere.
Yes, I would see them. Sometimes they played pranks together and like things like that. They kind of like would like goof off together.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Now you're trying to get me to believe that they were always playing the game together politically. All right, now stop it now.
Yeah. Best
Stop
friends, like see
Best
each other out of the house.
Exactly. And I feel like we saw that firsthand when Kyle did not protect Devin in that, like, what the hell was that missile thing with the people being released from the sky, like whatever the hell that was. He eliminated him because, like, in a split second, he is not on his radar.
Yeah.
And this is somebody you really ride for. That would never have happened.
Right.
Okay. So even though you're trying to force this storyline, Kyle ain't for it. So even if Devin bought it for a second, maybe his emotion towards that moment was real, but Kyle's was not fake. Okay, he didn't just want to win. Devin don't mean shit. That's the bottom. That's the bottom line. All right. So there. That's it. That's the only point I wanted to make. So Corey chose Logan for the elimination. Okay. Makes sense. Just in case we come back, want to make sure we hadn't made any waves. I still chose a rookie. Can't be mad at me. Right? Sounds good. Not to upset the apple cart.
No.
That's the note I wrote here. Oh, so the side note I had wrote was rope burn kind of a flaw. No.
Oh, I wrote that too.
Yeah, flame gone.
That rope didn't really stay on fire. LOL.
I'm so happy somebody else had that note. I'm so happy somebody else did that. So good. Gina, please tell me you made a note about it too.
I didn't. I'm sorry.
However, 3 cool points for keeping it honest.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You could have lied and made it a great moment, but it wouldn't have been great. So thank you for keeping the integrity of the potty. So thank you. Logan gets the first point. Corey pooped.
Yep.
That's all I wrote.
Well,
I was surprised that Logan won this, I gotta say.
Well, somebody even made a comment too. They're like, Corey's always working out. He's always doing these exercises with these ropes. Like, shouldn't this be?
Emmy said that. Emmy said
it's very like CrossFit-y, like just like
right.
Yeah.
This is what we always get in the slow-mo. It's always Corey like
Right.
and it's like, all right, okay, Corey. And it's like, what happened?
Yeah.
They put you on the sphere and that's it. Let me shut up. I wouldn't last 2 seconds in something like this, okay?
I'd self-eliminate. I'd be like, you know what?
And I'm saying, flames or not, I don't need this rope to be on fire for me to say, I'm sorry, I can't do this. This is not for her. Yeah, I don't know. So, okay. I didn't mean to be a shady bee, but I did. All right. So obviously Logan wins. The next thing I wrote was typical Corey.
It's about that point of the game.
It is, isn't it?
No.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. When we put match to course paper. Some kind of trial by fire. You know what I mean? And I thought thought there was a better term. So stupid. I really thought I was being so brilliant. So anyway, Cory lost. Really not surprising.
I'm sad to see him go out, though.
I'm sad to see him go because he's such an agitator to the game. I like what he does politically. He has really fun DRs, but like, I'm not shocked. Like, what I really I want a really great metaphor here. Like when it comes what is the phrase? When it comes pen to paper, when you do something to something, you know what I mean? Help me.
Is it a one push comes to shove type deal? Like I don't.
Yes, but something better than that. I don't want just when push comes to shove. I want something better. There's something better out there, but yes, that is what I'm trying to go for. Matt Sikorsky. Yes, but like anytime it comes to this moment, I feel like Cory falls flat.
Yeah.
There's no part of me that was like, oh, wow, what an upset.
I just felt like, of course, here's Cory, who felt so wronged by all these vets, and like he wanted to work with the vets, and they, as far as he's concerned, and I guess he's kind of right. Like they kind of stabbed him in the back. They sent him down. He's going home, but I'm like, it's a rookie that beat you and sent you home, man.
Of course it is. Of course, after all that, of course, vengeance is not yours.
Yeah.
I feel like it's never yours. Like, this is just par for the course. Like, I don't know.
I was looking forward to him trying to screw up that Emerald team. I was hoping for it.
I wanted it so bad.
Yeah. But what can you do?
But I don't know, like typical Cory fashion. Like, I don't know, like I still sort of stan, but I don't know. I'm
still a Cory fan, but
I'm a fan, but like in Cory, we do not trust.
I'm curious to see, what Nelson, like how he how he does now.
I don't think he's long for this game. Sorry. I think sorry. I come to expect the same from Nelson, unfortunately. I would love to be wrong.
Yeah. Well,
but I've never seen Nelson like really, really push too far forward. Like,
yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either. But
it's so Logan won and sent Cory out.
Logan won, sent Cory out. So what are the new teams? So on Ruby, we've got
Kyle's back.
Kyle back, yeah.
Yeah, Kyle back. We've got Big T, Nelson, Kyle, and Amanda. Sapphire is CT, Emmy, Ashley, and that's where Logan went.
Yeah.
Logan, yes.
Seems like a real solid team.
Which I think it was Nani was saying at the end too, like Emerald's been like running this game, but with every elimination, Sapphire is getting stronger and they're like significantly more worried about it.
They are. The only thing that I'm concerned with is that like the challenge has not yet done what Survivor does. Like Survivor will leave other people out.
Right.
I don't know if they've done that.
Yeah.
Like, so cannot play just to even everything out. The challenge hasn't done yet. Yeah, right. The challenge hasn't done that yet. So like there's still smaller teams than the Emerald. So like I don't know, like this past challenge I definitely did feel like Emerald had a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah. Even honestly, in that other one too, where they were taking the bags of money and bringing them over, you had Sapphire with less people. Like you have Emerald going on the offense against two smaller teams. So like, of course, they're going to get more money because they have people that are open. But then you have, one of these other teams, and we saw like Emerald blew both of them away in that competition.
Yeah. And it's like, so I don't know, like the challenge needs to do a little bit of a better job kind of evening things
Like
out
leveling
to
the
kind of make,
playing field,
to make this a little bit more interesting.
I
So
agree.
I guess we'll see that with the next one. If they kind of fix that. But yeah.
Well,
But the Sapphire team definitely is stronger. CT, Emmy, Ashley, and Logan. That's not a bad. Yeah, that's a pretty solid team. But I gotta tell you, Ruby isn't looking so bad either. Big T, Nelson, Kyle, and Amanda. If you just treat Amanda right, she'll compete.
It's interesting. I'm expecting a lot of fireworks in this next episode too, because
Me too.
based on that next on. Woo.
So what did we see? What did we see in the next one?
So, well, the first thing that I remember was we saw Josh and Amanda talking, and it looked like they were having a discussion about Amanda saying, like, well, if I go down and I win and I come to Emerald, like, would you be cool with that? And Josh seemed to kind of say, like, well, I really want to run the final with Casey and Nani. And then I'm thinking to myself, so is he throwing Tori under the bus right now? Is this the first we're going to see of maybe some dissent in the ranks of the Emerald cell? But that was the main note that I took from the next on.
I didn't actually watch the next on, so
I ran out of time. I didn't watch it either.
So thanks, John. Thanks for that recap.
Keeping us up to speed.
Yes.
Could be some trouble for Emerald on the horizon. Who knows?
Could be. I would love to see it. I'm done with Emerald. I want to see them shaken up. I want to see some action over there. But if we do see some action, what do we think we want to see? We know that next week then will be a what? We're going to have a female elimination.
Probably, yeah.
So then, right. So if a female wins, that means they would infiltrate Emerald. Or even if they lost, who will we lose? Who are we okay with losing on Emerald? Who are the females? We have Nani, Casey, and who's the third?
And Tori.
And Tori.
Yeah. Josh was kind of throwing her under the bus because he's closer to Casey and Nani.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I don't want to lose any of them. So, bye. I don't even know what to say. I'm not okay with losing any of them.
Yeah. No, they're all good. What did you think, by the way, just very quickly, because we were talking about Tori, but Tori and Emmanuel, that little at the party,
we've seen pieces of that before,
right? But it was just an interesting because I think it was Ashley made a comment too. Like Emmanuel's really politicking this year. He was partners with Casey. He's hooking up with Tori. He's got all the rookies, all the right vets.
Well, and there was
all the right vets.
I think Emmanuel made some kind of a comment that he's the only rookie that's never seen an elimination.
Yeah.
He's managed to skate through the game and hasn't.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I did make a note about this and I missed it. I wrote Tori and Emmanuel. Maybe we knew this? ? I said Ashley making comments regarding Emmanuel's politicking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of comments about this. I mean, except that Emmanuel physically doesn't look super different than Jordan.
That's what I was thinking too. That's why I think Tori's attracted to him, because he reminds me of Jordan in a lot of ways.
I feel like you've said that before.
Yeah. So there's that. There's that for sure.
I think that's all I got, honestly. And then I did feel bad for Big T when Corey, Tori, and Devin were all like, breakfast of losers. She's sitting there eating her donuts. I felt so bad for her.
Well, I mean, listen. As a fat boy, I mean, what do you expect? You're walking around with a big bowl of multiple donuts. I mean, multiple. It wasn't one. There were other donuts underneath the one that he slapped out of her mouth.
There were other donuts.
I mean, it was multiple donuts. I mean, maybe it's not nice to shout breakfast of losers, but it's most certainly not a breakfast of winners. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, multiple donuts is certainly a lot. I certainly would not expect to be applauded for such behavior.
Well,
yeah, I don't know. Can you talk about CT popping those pecs? When Emmy was talking about him, okay. That was the only things popping downstairs. So there's that. And that's it for my notes. You guys are crazy.
What?
Yeah, I think
except that I don't think you guys made a big enough deal about the fact that like the vets nominated Corey. Like that's a big deal.
Well, I mentioned that. I said.
I know. We glossed over it, but like there was a rookie in play, and they said, "Fuck it."
Well, honestly, though, I'm
like that's kind of crazy.
But after everything with Amber B, I'm not as shocked anymore. Honestly, like
I know, but Amber B. All right, but I felt like Amber B was an exception to the rule. She shouldn't be, but I understood. I would understand an argument behind it because that was only her first season, and she won. Yeah, she's still rookie-ish, exactly. And it's like Corey is not rookie-ish.
Right.
Well, Logan is hardcore rookie, and you said, "Yeah, we're taking Survivor Romania over you, or Survivor Spain, or wherever he's from." Like, fuck off! Like, that's kind of crazy.
And that's why part of me felt like, I was surprised. Like, I don't know if this is the greatest play for Josh going forward. Are vets gonna are the guys in that room like Corey, Nelson, Kyle, CT, are they going to remember next year? Like, well, if it's down to us and there's a rookie, Josh might side with the rookie. So, is Josh going to have a target on his back now from some of these vet guys?
You did make that point. And like, I guess I just challenge it back with, if Logan won against Corey, was that really the wrong bet?
Well, I don't think he ended up beating him, but like I said, like you said, we're not really making a big deal out of that vet thing, like with and I think Josh was the driving force behind a vet being chosen over Logan, the only rookie, and that's why but I don't know. It's all.
No.
This is the type of.
No, I just like the conversation. It's fun.
I guess it's the type. It's fun too because it's the type of thing that we can watch play out over the next season or 2 seasons or 3 seasons. So.
Oh yeah, we're not done.
Like who knows? We might actually see at a point 2 years from now. Corey say, "Oh yeah, remember that time you kept Logan over me? That's why you're going in tonight." We might see that. Who knows?
But that's what happens. The challenge is a long game. That's what I'm saying. That's why Josh is for what?
2025.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear. All right, so what do we have coming up?
Survivor
is on Wednesday at 9:15. Gina has something better to do.
Stop saying it that way.
Wow.
But you won't be here, so it's obviously something better to do. So, but Gary Richardson will still be joining us, so that'll still be exciting.
Gary.
But he already wants to come back another time. So,
Good.
Yeah, we'll have him back multiple times. Certainly later in the season we get more input. So it'll be fun. What else? Next week, 9:30, same of the same.
Oh.
Big Brother Over the Top. Next one of the challenge. I guess that's it, right?
I think so.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Share with a friend. Once again, Gina's skipping. She's had enough of us. So thank you. See you soon.